Hi there, my rebels. Welcome back. Okay, so I don't know if y'all knew, but in the shadows, beneath every home, there's a fortune crawling around. Quite literally. Let me prepare you, it's not glamorous. It's not TikTok worthy. But trust me, the bag is real. Meet Kristofer Elling, a trained chef turned full-time rodent assassin. This man went from plating gourmet food to baiting rats under houses, and now pulls in $60,000 a month doing it. And if you think that's gross, just wait. It gets worse and a lot more profitable. But let's rewind for a sec. At first glance, pest control sounds like the last stop on the entrepreneurial express. Most people fall into it by accident, like Kris did. He wasn't exactly dreaming of exterminating ants while sautéing scallops. But when life squeezed his wallet tight, he made a pivot. A wild one. He gave himself 90 days to make a pest control business work. Spoiler, it worked. In year one, he made $166,000. Now, he's flirting with 7 figures, all from fighting things that go bump in your crawl space. So how does a broke chef become a pest control boss? And more importantly, could you? Let's break it down Lex Revena style. Let's start with the backstory first. No fluff, just deep value, with a few surprises along the way. Kris didn't grow up in money. No entrepreneurial dad whispering stock tips. No uncle who invented a tech startup. His dad built parts for NASA until outsourcing took his job. His mom became the breadwinner, working as a hospital translator. In other words, this man learned hustle the old-fashioned way. Back in Glendale, Arizona, he was clocking 80+ hours a week as a chef, making $13.50 an hour. No benefits, no sleep, just heat and hustle. When it was just him, he could take it. But after getting married, something shifted. The grind stopped being romantic. He didn't just want to survive. He wanted to build something. So one wild idea later, pest control. This was startup grit, $12,000 in savings, a vision, and a bet on himself. Let's talk about those startup costs real quick. That $12,000, mostly tools. Rodent bait stations run about $38 a pop. Add in sprayers, traps, installation tools, it adds up fast. But here's the kicker. With just $10 of materials per job, pest control has massive profit margins. Like 80% plus on some services. Yes, you read that right. Killing bugs is profitable. At first, it was just Kris and his brother, hustling out of a truck. No contracts, no fancy software, just results. Their bread and butter, rodent services, crawl space inspections, bait stations, and snap traps. Monthly subscriptions that start around $120. Simple, repetitive, and insanely scalable. That's the magic here. Recurring revenue. 85% of his clients are on subscription plans. No contracts, no fine print, just value. They stay because the work speaks for itself. And in pest control, when you don't see bugs, that's the best marketing ever. Here's how he adjusts service levels. If bait stations are 90% consumed in a month, keep them monthly. If barely touched, switch to bi-monthly or quarterly. Efficient, transparent, smart. But it gets better. Rodent control isn't even the most profitable part of his business. That title goes to ants. Yup, ant spray services make bank. One $90 bottle of concentrate gets broken down into $275 treatments. The follow-up, $70 per month. Margins on margins on margins. Now contrast that with wildlife services, which have crazy high-ticket prices, $700 plus jobs, but require more expertise and labor. Kris's strategy? Stack recurring services, sprinkle in some high-ticket installs, like $90 vent covers that cost him $30, and let word of mouth do the rest. But that didn't happen overnight. No budget? No problem. Kris built his customer base the old-school Gen Z way. Facebook groups. Seriously, he didn't run ads. He didn't hire a social media manager. He hit local Facebook community groups. typed pest control in the search bar and started answering every question he could find. Free, effective, authentic. This wasn't salesy stuff either. He showed up, offered real advice, shared value, and proved he was the guy to call. One reply at a time. That groundwork paid off massively. One customer turned into 35 accounts after a single service. Why? Because that customer ran a rental agency. Sometimes all it takes is one yes. Okay, so now let's talk gear. And no, it's not just a can of Raid and a dream. Kris's truck is loaded like a Ghostbuster van, complete with backpack sprayers, 30-feet eave sprayers, mole traps, and duster heads for knocking down spider webs. His gopher hawk trap? That thing could take down a mole army. And the branding? Chef's Kiss, a massive Sasquatch decal on the truck. Fun, memorable, and impossible to ignore. Someone even reported seeing a Bigfoot in their yard because of it. And that's exactly the reaction he wanted. People laugh, point, ask questions, and remember. In business, that's half the battle. Let's be clear, this isn't just rats and ants. Kris's company handles ants, spiders, hornets and wasps, cockroaches, bedbugs, pantry pests, rodents, and now wildlife, like raccoons and possums, can be 6 to 7 times more profitable than typical pest jobs. And guess what? In his county, there was no one offering them after one retiree left the industry. Zero competition. So he brought someone in from Pennsylvania and launched the division. Why? Because entrepreneurs don't wait for permission. They seize opportunity. Let's talk numbers. Gen Z loves a good chart. But here's the TLDR. Year 1, 166,000. Year 2, 375,000. Year 3, just under 600,000. Year 4, projecting $750K to $1 million. Profit margins, around 30 to 40%. Compare that to restaurants, where 5% can be considered success. And Kris should know. He lived that life. So, do you want to win? Make it easy for people to say yes and stay. Kris doesn't do contracts, no cancellation fees, just trust. His secret sauce? Over-deliver on value. Be honest and responsive. Automate your review process. Google links and invoices, tap cards, popple bracelets, etc. Build real-world partnerships. 15 local contractors now refer him regularly. He solves more than pest problems. He brings solutions. That's why people keep coming back. Kris thought working for himself would be easier. It wasn't. He now works more than he ever did as a chef, but he wouldn't trade it because it's on his terms. His biggest lesson? SEO. Search engine optimization is everything. In a local business, showing up on the map means the difference between crickets and calls. He couldn't afford a $5,000 a month SEO agency, so he taught himself. He used Bright Local, tracked keywords, ran experiments. Nerd stuff that prints money. Gen Z, listen, if you want to win offline, you better know how to show up online. Yes, this job gets nasty. Kris has pulled bloated rats out of crawl spaces, crawled through mold, poop, and wet insulation. He even found a northern alligator lizard on the job. Not cute, but the grossness has a silver lining. No competition. Most people wouldn't do this, which means more customers for those who will. And here's the secret. If you can stomach the hard stuff, you can build a business that no recession can touch. Want to build a pest control empire from scratch? Without a trust fund, Ivy League degree, or needing to go viral on TikTok? Let's get surgical with this. Here's the real expanded roadmap. Step 1. Get your hands dirty, literally. Before you throw $10,000 into a business you think you'll like, go work for someone else. Find a local pest control company. Apprentice. Crawl under a few houses. Clean some traps. Deal with real customers. Why? Because pest control is not sexy, but it's resilient and profitable. If you can stomach it, you're already ahead of 95% of people. Step 2. Save $10,000 to $15,000 and spend it smart. Startup costs aren't insane, but they're real. Here's where your money will likely go. Bait stations, $38 each, buy in bulk. Traps, sprayers, and installation tools. Branded gear, Make yourself look legit. Insurance, licensing, and certifications. A reliable vehicle or trailer setup. Optional, a branded wrap. Big ROI for visibility. Most important, don't blow money on random tools or a fancy office. Focus on income-generating assets only. Step 3. Specialize early. Start with rodents. Rats and mice are the gateway drug of pest control. They're common, they freak people out, and they're consistent. The service is easy to deliver. Bait stations outside, snap traps inside. Low product cost, high perceived value. Bonus, you can stack subscription services like monthly check-ins for $80 to $150 a month. Step 4. Master free marketing channels. No ad spend, no problem. Do this. Join every local Facebook community group in your region. Search for keywords like pest control, rats, exterminator. Respond to every relevant post. No hard pitch, just value. Share helpful tips. Educate and show you know your stuff. Want to level it up? Document your journey. TikToks of mole mounds, spiders under sinks, traps being set. It's weird, it's niche, and it works. People love watching what they're afraid to do. Step 5. Create your referral army. Build relationships with plumbers, HVAC contractors, landscapers, real estate agents, property managers, general contractors. These folks regularly run into pest issues they can't fix. If you're their go-to, you'll have a steady stream of warm referrals without spending a cent. Pro tip, send them business first. That's how loyalty is born. Step 6, learn SEO. You can't be invisible. SEO isn't just for tech bros. If you're not on Google Maps when someone types rat removal near me, you're invisible. Kris used Bright Local to track rankings, optimize keywords, and improve visibility, all by himself. Start with Google My Business Setup. Fully complete your profile. Ask happy clients for reviews. Link it in every invoice. Use keywords like pest control, your city, on your website. Track progress monthly, even if you're doing it manually. Don't outsource SEO until you understand it. Otherwise, you'll overpay and underdeliver. Step 7. Build systems, then scale. Once you've got 30 to 50 recurring customers, build SOPs, standard operating procedures. Train someone. Hand off the grunt work. Then you go from operator to owner. Start hiring. Invest in automation tools. Create route maps. Build recurring revenue so strong it runs even while you sleep. Step 8. Expand services. Higher margins equals bigger bag. Once you've got traction, add ant spray services. Low cost, high perceived value. Wildlife removal. Super high ticket. $700 or more per job. Exclusion work, like vent cover installs for $90 or more a pop. Commercial accounts, HOAs, event venues, restaurants. Stack value, stack profit, and keep clients on long-term service plans. Step 9. Differentiate with branding and experience. Remember SASQUATCH? That truck wrap wasn't random. It was strategy. You need branding that's bold, fun, unforgettable. Make people stop scrolling, rubberneck, laugh, whatever it takes. Because when someone finds a spider the size of their hand, they'll remember you. Step 10. Stay scrappy. Stay human. Kris didn't build this with corporate jargon. He did it with hustle, transparency, and care. He doesn't lock clients into contracts. He keeps them with value. That's the long game. Kris didn't invent an app. He didn't go viral. He didn't need investors. He just did the work no one else wanted to do, better than anyone else was doing it. And because of that, he built a business with recurring revenue, high profit margins, loyal customers, and freedom. Not bad for a guy who used to make $13 an hour in a kitchen. So if you're watching this wondering, what business should I start? Don't just chase trends. Find your niche, your thing, even if it's smelly, sweaty, and starts in a crawl space. Because sometimes the path to success stinks a little. If you're tired of watching other people win and you're ready to build something for yourself, click the link below. We'll break down your strengths, your goals, and match you with the perfect business model for your personality. Whether it's vending machines, social media, or, exterminating rodents. Success doesn't care where you start. It cares that you start. Hit like, smash subscribe, and check out our next video.